Sister Brenda.
Sister to the stage, please. Sister to the bima.
Down all of 170. So I'm wondering if that deterred some of the audience. know. Gotta get used to it. Yeah. Yeah, no, I was thinking that earlier too. Now you're the concert master. It's good. Yeah.
Pump it up. Pump it up. Pump it up. Volume, please. As much as you can. The mic situation. But that's streaming.
Okay, I was confused by that. I was like, yeah, because I didn't. So we're not. These monitors aren't really doing anything. Then. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I have no idea. Yeah, was there anything about repeats or anything that I should know? It's just a little tasty treat on Puck Effect. What's going on there? Oh yeah, this gets pretty crazy later. Got it. Just a little chromatic fingering. This is the tricky part. Why is it so big? Oh yeah, so we're just gonna skip all this. We'll go with this copy. Learn it going playing the whole Hakaput? Yeah. Yeah. Nice. And we'll do. So we do all repeats. Yep. Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Cool. Glad we had fun.
All right.
Though I've only seen it for like 3 minutes. So, is this the outline for today?
Yeah. So I do a little intro. They do a couple songs. Then you come up and do that, and then Karen and Maxine do consecration. The songs from the kids. Then the Hakafot.
If you have another.
And then everyone comes back because the Torah that's going to be read on the table. Other Torahs go back.
Sorry.
Do the
Yeah. I think that's the hat I always use there.
It's really big.
Oh, okay, so this one's gonna be even
I'm
bigger.
losing it. It's like shaking around.
Better than sitting on the top of your head like that.
What?
For me, that sits on the top of my head like that.
Yeah, mine's like going. Yeah.
So he'll be hatless, and I'll use that one. Is that okay? This one's gonna be even bigger. If that one's
bigger?
He said it's too big for him. All right.
Okay. Do you want me to still try to wear mine? Okay. Okay.
I used to make everybody dress together the same way.
Yeah, it's just not
You can,
staying on.
if you find some newspaper and crumple it up and stick it in there,
It might fall off mid performance.
What's up? Oh, you're looking for the pencil? I put it in my case. What do you need? What do you want, right? Oh, is it important? Should I go get it? Sure. This one doesn't have one, I don't think. Yeah. No hay at the end either. That's a hay there, but not that one. I think. Maybe. Maybe you'll be the only one. We'll see. That'll be funny.
I just want to say
Hey. I think there's a hay, but not here yet. Everyone always gets tricked there.
diddy dee da do, yum diddy dum diddy da 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 do, yum diddy dum diddy da da, yum diddy dum diddy do, yiddy dum diddy da 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 do, yum diddy dum diddy da da, yum diddy dum diddy do, yum diddy dum diddy da da. Yum diddy dum diddy da da, yum diddy dum diddy dee da do, yiddy dum diddy da da do, yum diddy dum diddy da da, yum diddy dum diddy dee da do, yum diddy dum diddy da da do, yum diddy dum diddy da da, yum diddy dum diddy do, yiddy dum diddy da da. Shabbat Shalom, everybody, and Chag Sameach. It is the end of an incredible holiday time. 4 major Jewish festivals and holy days in 1 month. And we journey through it together, all kinds of moods, all kinds of ways of being together. And certainly one of the holy days that is celebrated today, I'll tell you about the other one in a second, has, as you'll hear from the Klazintites, joy in its very name, Simcha. Means happiness and joy. And we are going to practice the spirituality of joy and gladness and happiness, for sure. That's at the heart of this holiday. And at the same time, I think all of us know that life is never so simple, never so easily sliced into sorrowful times and joyful times. And so as we hear the siren and pray for healing, hopefully, for whoever that siren is going to come to the aid of, we're also thinking about Israel and Gaza and the attacks that happened overnight and the war stance and footing that seems to be underway. And it won't stop us from doing what we call the defiance of joy, even in Israel today. Believe me, there will be a Simchat Torah celebration, and also tempered by our hopes and our prayers for peace. And I know that's in the heart of every single one of us and every single person over the world. What we hope for is peace and justice and security. And I wanted to make sure before we did anything else, we turn our attention. We always face east, you know. That's part of the tradition. That's where the Torahs of Simchat Torah are, and that is also the direction of the conflict. And people, you know, last night I was with Scott Levine, member of CRC, who's hosting a young man named Yonatan, who is over here from Israel all year, 18 years old, helping out at the Merowitz School. And we had such a great time last night. And little did he know that he'd be waking up, I'm sure, with fear for his family and his friends and his community. So they're in Indiana for a soccer tournament. So I'm also thinking about, you know, we can think about lots of people, and we can also think about individuals who are affected. So for Scott and Charlie and Ella's friend Yonatan, and for everybody affected, we send out our prayers. And so, as I said, we're sort of smashing up together 2 holy days today. It's kind of just the season for being festive. Simchat Torah, we'll talk about in a moment. It's also Shemini Atzeret, a lesser-known holy day in the Jewish calendar that really is the conclusion of Sukkot, and our sukkah is still outside. You'll go through with the Torahs around and within our sukkah. Shmini Atzeret literally means the 8th day of, and that Atzeret means 2 things that are really important. The 8th day for gathering, and here we are gathered, and the 8th day for stopping. And I think the reason that stopping is one of the terms that comes into play here is because after all of these holy times, starting with the new moon of Tishrei and Rosh Hashanah, and then 10 days later, our Day of Atonement, Yom Kippur, and then Sukkot that lets us go outside and celebrate nature and connect to our neighbors. After all that we've celebrated, that we've observed, that we've reflected on, Shmini Atzeret says, just stop for a little bit. Just stop and don't let the time slip away without kind of considering everything that we've been through. So I ask everyone to do that stopping of Shmini Atzeret. Stop and maybe think back to 1 or 2 or 3 moments in the past month that were important or meaningful or joyful or poignant to you, and just squeeze it in so it can be part of our new year 5784. And we do believe with that kind of reflection and that kind of purposefulness that we can help bring peace, so the badly needed peace and goodness and love into this year. And so it's Shmini Atzeret, but it is also Simchat Torah. At the end of all these holy days, we finish reading the Torah, but when we're done, we don't put the Torah away. We don't put it on the library shelf like when we finish a book, even to read a little bit later, right? Or to not read it again at all, or to bring it to, what's that bookstore called? Secondhand books, or right? That's not what we do with the Torah. In one blink of an eye, and you'll see it today, we start over at the beginning. Because we're different every year. Our students, raise your hand if you're a CRC religious school student. We love you. We're so glad you're here. But all of us, every year we're a little different. You're different in 2nd grade than you were in 1st grade, and different in 6th grade than you were in 5th grade. And all of us, as the days and weeks and months and years go by, we change and we have different experiences and we meet different people and we learn new things. And so we repeat, we go back to the beginning of the Torah because we understand it in new and fresh ways. And that's part of this day as well. And some of this day is just pure joy, just pure simcha, as close as we can get with all of our personal challenges and the challenges we face as Jews and as Americans and as human beings. We try to bring joy into this space, and we even push it into the out of doors altogether. And so to help us do that, we are so blessed. This is amazing. 25 years, the Klazuntites have been with us on Simchat Torah. 25 years, I think that deserves recognition and love and applause with Bob Herman. Starting back with 1998, is that, I didn't do the math myself, Bob helped me, but it was 1998 according to Bob. What's that? I know, across the street at the First Unitarian Church that we call our mothership because it birthed us. And still, we have Hebrew school, religious school students on Shabbat that meet in that church. But 25 years ago, the Klazuntites celebrated Simchat Torah with CRC. Was anyone there in 1998? Oh, man, look at that. We got it. So happy anniversary to all of you, and especially to the Klazuntites. And I think it's time to bring some simcha to Simchas Torah. Yes.
Oh, I think. Batteries. Oh,
Hey.
well. Oh, hi. Thank you.
You gave me.
Is this shtick?
It became shtick. Yes. Well, you know, Randy, I always think the last words of Exodus is so sad because the story is over. But because I'm standing here in a synagogue and I have my rabbi right here, I feel compelled to argue with myself.
Very Talmudic of you, Leon.
Who knew? Well, anyway.
Ah.
As we're here.
Oh! Good morning.
Yeah, surprised me. Well, anyway, that this would be a sad day, but you're really getting down on the simcha. So I'm thinking this is not a time for sorrow.
You are 100% correct as usual. As any of us can tell you, Rabbi Susan, Rabbi Daniel, Rabbi Karen, and everybody here in the congregation, this is not exactly a time for, ready for it? Sorrow.
Keep your day job.
But we're Jews. We have to kvetch about everything.
Well, I can kvetch with the best of them, let me tell you.
I know.
But anyway, now I've been corrected. This is a time for joy. In dem Homen Simchat Torah auf der ganzen Welt. Torah ist die beste Steuer, als hat der Rebbe mit uns gewählt. Oi, 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 fröhlich Kinder und als Freude, fröhlich Fahnen von die Säck, fröhlich und an Eck.
Oh, nicht in Ohren jeder, uns ist dort mir gut der Moi. Simches Teure singen Lieder, und mache gute Grüße euch.
Dwoire, gib mir die neue Gebote, ich will sie Anton Tage anziehen. Ich will dir sorgen, auf den ich blote, abi, die Bruder Hashem gesinnt. Oi, 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 fröhlich Kinder und Oi, fröhlich Fahnen von die Säck, fröhlich an Eck. Oi, 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 fröhlich Kinder und Oi, 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 fröhlich an Eck. Oi, 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 fröhlich Kinder und Oi, fröhlich Fahnen von die Säck, fröhlich an Eck.
Oi, wie tust du Fuste Moira, Kinder bis auf freilich sind. Säule wie die Simkas Gloria, wer ist noch freilich so allein?
Oi, weet worden, was hast du Meure, gewinnen bis so freilich, kon nicht stehen. Teure Leben und Simchas Torah, wer ist die freilich, Gott allein. Oi, 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 freilich Kinder auf das Oi, freilich fallen von die Säck, freilich an am Eck.
Dieses Drehen sich für die ganzen Nähe zurück mit Werde stirb. Neue Oster, wem es kostet, leben zum Worte, leben ist.
Simchas Torah von Gott am Madonna soll uns komm mit heilig sein. A Friede und Seelen mit der Levona, spenden und Gannen, trinken Wein. Oi, 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 fröhlich Kinder und als euch, fröhlich fallen von die Säck, fröhlich an an Eck. Oi, 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 fröhlich Kinder und als euch, fröhlich fallen von die Säck, fröhlich an an Eck. Oi, 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 fröhlich Kinder und als euch, fröhlich fallen von die Säck, fröhlich an an Eck. Oi, 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 fröhlich Kinder und als euch, fröhlich fallen von die Säck, fröhlich an an Eck.
Hay fever and the Simchat Torah song. So, you know, the seasons change, and it's amazing that at the very end of these festivals, it's almost like fall appeared just at the very end, right when it's supposed to. Some things do sort of follow the natural order. But even as the seasons change from one to the other, our prayers remain, and we are in synagogue and sanctuary, and this is a holy day. And so we're gonna, you don't need a prayer book, but we do need to recite some of our most important prayers. So here's Rabbi Daniel.
I invite everyone to please rise as we turn towards the east. As Rabbi Randy said, wherever we are, wherever Jews find themselves, when we turn for Baruch Hu, we turn towards Yerushalayim, we turn towards Israel. Not always the place that is, but the place we pray that becomes. So on this day of brokenness, on this day of joy, on this day of sorrow, on this day of celebration, we turn our hearts, we turn our bodies towards Jerusalem. Custom to remain standing for Shema, I invite you to do so. If it's your custom to be seated, I invite you to do so, or lay down, or yoga poses, or whatever it is. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai. If you're standing, you may be seated. Take a moment to say Via Hafta, a reminder that it is not about what we do here in the synagogue that matters. It's about how we live our lives at every moment of every day. Via Hafta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shiftecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'aderech u'shochbecha uv'kumecha shatam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafo b'neinecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim le'elohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem Emet. And now one of the real joys of Simchat Torah, it's been a CRC tradition for a very long time, is that we get to give a blessing to our littlest ones. So we're going to invite up Rabbi Karen. I usually just call her Karen.
That's just fair.
Yeah. And is Maxine coming up here too? And in apology to the streamers to give our little ones a little distance from the stream, we're going to back way away from the Zoom, so they're just going to be little blobs. So streamers will be back with when the band starts back up.
So let's have Maura Maxine and Essie come on up. Maura Maxine is head of lifelong learning at CRC, and Essie is the principal of our religious school. They have worked, woohoo! They have worked tirelessly this year to get everything up and running, and this is such a special moment. And we chose this part in the service after the Ve'ahavta because on the certificates it says, and you shall teach them to your children. And that's what this is all about. This is the beginning of our kindergartners' official Jewish learning. And so we put it in here so we could connect to the prayer that really speaks to this moment. I'm going to turn it over to you.
So at this time, I'd like to invite the parents of the children that are being consecrated to come up. The parents already have their children's Torahs, and if you don't, I do have Eli's up here, and Raina's and Ezra's. So just the parents, not you guys yet.
Come on up, parents. Come on up here.
Okay, here's for Raina.
Hi, come on up. We're going to have you scooch all the way down so we can put everyone.
Okay. And our kindergarten teacher gets a mommy moment. So Amanda and Joe, come on up together.
Come on.
So, as an educator and as a Jewish person, I love most the rituals, the customs, the holiday celebrations, and also the life cycle events. And today we have a double header of life cycle events. We have both consecration and an ufruf. And so I'm going to focus on the consecration, though I love the couple that is going to celebrate their ufruf later this morning, so to me that's the icing on the cake. So the consecration symbolizes the beginning of your Jewish education. And for some of our kindergartners, they started their Jewish educations after being born in their Jewish homes with all the beautiful rituals that you do in your homes and your celebrations at home. Some of you went to Jewish preschools, some of you came to the Nest, but you've all begun, and some of you came to pre-K last year and were with Miss Amanda in Jujubes. But for us, this kindergarten truly symbolizes the beginning of your child's Jewish education. It's a time when parents have said, Jewish education is important to our children's growing up, and this is the kind of home that we are creating for them. And this is the community in which we have selected for our children to be educated. So this morning, we are going to be giving each of our children a certificate that Rabbi Karen made reference to, and the Torahs. The parents decorated these Torahs. So this is one of the Torahs, and here is another one. So we've started this ritual 7 years ago. This is our 8th year of doing the decorating of the Torahs. And when we do the Torahs, the parents came in and they did it unbeknownst to their children. And so they'll be seeing their personalized Torah today. And the reason is that we would like the children to have these as a keepsake of the start of their bar and bat mitzvah. So last week, Zoe at Yom Kippur shared with me as I'm telling them about the Torahs, they said, well, you know what? We start counting on our fingers. This year's B'nai Mitzvah class is the first class that has their Torahs. So this year's B'nai Mitzvah class, when they read from the Torah, they could bring their consecration Torah. Hint, hint. I'm much older than a B'nai Mitzvah student, and I still have mine. So don't be embarrassed if you still have yours.
What Essie and I, when we were talking about the lessons that we wish for you from consecration, is that the lessons of the Torah and the values of the Torah stay with you throughout your entire lifetime. And with that, Rabbi Karen's going to join Essie and me. We're going to call each of the children up. You'll be given a certificate, and then we are going to bless all of you, and your parents will give you your Torah. So first we want to call up Mara Bernstein. Should you be on that side of me so you can Okay. Nicole Cardy. Nicole. Arlo Dolly. Am I saying it right? Dooley. And he has a step-in mama today. Family friend who came. So for Arlo. Ezra Il Barzilai and Navon Il Barzilai. Come on up. And I would like to point out that one of them is wearing a Simchat Hanukkah shirt. Oh no, Simchat Menorah we said. Or getting ready for the next celebration. Raina Fowler. Oliver Krumholtz. I'm not sure if they're here. Ask her if they're here. And Esther Trivers, who when we opened the nest, we had 2 infants and 2 toddlers. She was one of the 2 infants. So it's a very special moment to have her going from starting here as a less than 3-month-old, or right about 3 months, through now. So with that, we're going to bless all of these children.
So Simchat Torah is all about beginnings and endings. We end the Torah and we start back at the beginning. It's the end of the High Holy Day season, and it's the beginning of a new cycle of learning. So let's have all the little ones go under the tallis, and if the parents could help hold it. So today, for all of you, today marks the beginning of your Jewish learning. And we have celebrated that by giving you a Torah, which we hope helps you live a life full of kindness and love and peace. And that Torah is held by a case that your families have made for you, because we know they're here to support you and love you on this journey. So we want to give you a blessing underneath this tallis to officially mark the beginning of your Jewish learning. These are words that were inspired by the Talmud. So it says, "May your eyes sparkle with the light of Torah, and your ears hear the music of its words. May the space between each letter of the scrolls bring warmth and comfort to your soul. May the syllables draw holiness from your heart, and may this holiness be gentle and soothing to you and to our whole world. May your learning be forever full of meanings that lead to more meanings, and may the words of your lips always be a blessing to you and all who listen." And because this is such a special moment, we're also going to say a blessing called the Shehechianu, which says, "Thank you, Holy Presence in our universe, for keeping us safe and through one miracle after another, letting us be together to celebrate this moment." Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'hegianu lazman hazeh. For you all, we're so happy to celebrate with you, and we look forward to many, many more years together of learning and love and peace. Okay, amen.
Mazel tov.
You can go have a seat whenever you are comfortable.
Oh, no, the kindergartners stay up.
Oh, I'm sorry,
The
you're
kindergartners
right.
need to
Parents
stay
can have
up,
a
and the
seat.
parents need to go sit down.
Kindergartners stay up here.
Here.
We've been told that they might have a special song or so that they're going to sing for us.
And at this time, we also want to, can we pull the table back? Yeah. Can we pull the table back a few inches? Okay. We're going to invite all of the pre-K through second graders up, and they're probably going to stand on the edge on the floor, right where the band is. They get to be with the band. They get to be with the band. You get to rock. No, they just sit here, right? And they're going to come forward right here and up on the bema. You can come up here. And they have a couple songs to share with you.
Where's Ann? Oh, there you are. This Sukkot Shalom, even when it's not Sukkot, on Wednesdays and on Shabbat and across the street is filled with the sweetest and kindest and cutest and most amazing young people, including these guys that are coming up here. And I just want to say that it wouldn't be a synagogue home without you guys. And we love you very much, and you're all a blessing. We can't wait to hear you sing. How's that for an introduction? Okay. And I love how the 4th through 6th graders are watching with pride and admiration. Do you all remember when you were up here singing these songs? Yeah. And Good job, you guys. That was fun. Sweet. Thanks, you guys. Oh my gosh. A couple things I observed. One is, I think it was set up here, all the students will go down on the floor and sing their song. And I look up and they're all on the bima. So I think that's a really good thing. Assertiveness and confidence, right? Already at such a young age. And then secondly, I noticed Zoe, my oldest, who knows all the hand motions and all the songs. And I'm not sure if it's from when you were a religious school student or a religious school teacher, but or also from being at Columbia, Missouri at synagogue. So, and what? I said, I'm at your service. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So, I was at Base Abraham on Thursday night, celebrating with members of CRC and Base Abe and Corina, another holiday at this season called Hoshana Rabbah, which is the 7th day of Sukkot. Shmini Atzeret's 8th day, Simchat Torah. So we have lots of these days all put together. And one of the things that you do on Hoshana Rabbah is you take the lulav and the etrog, and you make 7 hakafot. Who knows what a hakafa is? It's a circle. It's a circle, Jake. It's 7 times with the lulav and etrog. And I was telling a story to all the people there. One of the traditions of this time of year is that the high holiday gates that we talk about so much during Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, the days of awe, that those gates close after Nila, after Yom Kippur ends. But there's also another tradition, as always, that says the gates kind of close at this time. Those high holiday gates close at the end of all the holy days, at the end of Sukkot and Hoshana Rabbah and Shmini Atzeret and Simchat Torah. And one time, there was a group of us that went to the confluence, because you're supposed to take your willows, this is the willow, and return them to their source. And where do willows grow? Where are weeping willows? By the river, the Nachal. So you're supposed to take your willows, and we went to the Confluence State Park because there's not one, but 2 rivers, 2 great rivers, the Mississippi and the Missouri. And we were there circling with our lulavs and etrogs and blowing the shofar, and we had Torah scrolls. And a park ranger came up to us and said, the gates are going to be closing at sunset. And we all said, oh yeah, we know. We're very aware. So another moment for the gates to be closing. So we're going to open the doors and the gates, and we're going to do 7 circles again, but on Simchat Torah with the lulavs and etrogs. Wave your flags. Oh my, now that's a sight to behold. Look at that. And our Simchat Torah flags, and of course, with the Torah scrolls. We're going to make 7 circles. Rabbi Karen and Rabbi Daniel and I will count. Every time we see the lead person, we'll add another number. You're going to go through that door there, around the sukkah, and then back in the front doors into the synagogue. I'm going to have a few people start out with the Torahs, but people can transfer Torahs to a person when they're ready to let somebody else have a chance or when they're getting a little tired. And we're going to do the 7 hakafot, of course, with amazing klezmer music from Klezunteitz. And that will be one of the really amazing rituals of Simchat Torah. So I'm going to ask a few people to start off. It wouldn't be Simchat Torah without David Levy starting with the teak, right? So here's David.
We want to write about it.
What's that? In a second, okay. Yeah. And I'm just, there's so many amazing people who I love with all my heart and soul. And I just saw Janet Rogers, and I'd love for Janet, can you mind coming up and doing a hakafah with us? Janet Rogers and wonderful Janet. And I think that, how about also Harriet Barron? You know, come up, Harriet. Grandma of our religious school students. So we'll start with David and Janet and Harriet. And again, they can transfer the Torahs at any time to anyone that wants to be part of holding them. But even if you don't hold the Torah, you're still part of the 7 circles with the Torah, which will lead us to reading the end and reading the beginning and starting all over again. And so, we will ask everyone that's able to please rise. People can come up when we start the music and grab a lulav and etrog, wave them around. I don't think David's done 25 years like the Gesundheits, but close, I think. Got it. It's kind of heavy. Yeah. All right. So what I want to say is that the Torah that Janet has a cover that's only used during the high holidays. So for a month, we put it on at Slichot, right before Rosh Hashanah, and as part of this service, this Simchat Torah service, we will replace the one month a year cover with our brand new regular everyday cover, beautiful, that was designed and created by the wonderful Siona Benjamin, our artist in residence and artist for the world, a Jewish artist from India who also created our mosaic. So you'll be part of watching the transfer of the Torah covers.
I can move that.
So, with our Torahs, with our community, with our amazing religious school students, and I also want to recognize your teachers and your madrichim, amazing crew. We love you guys so much. We have madrichim, that's guides, teachers' assistants that have grown up here from the time they received their Torahs at Simchat Torah. So, that we can hear ourselves and we can hear each other, and we can hear the heart of the world. Let's all sing together the words on this Simchat Torah celebration of Shema. You ready? Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. I just need someone to open that door. Maybe Margie, Rabbi Karen. As it says in the books of the Hebrew prophets, hit it! I would go that way. Then. Thanks, you guys. All right. Please be seated.
We'll take the lulavs.
Yeah, you can bring the
back.
lulavs and etrogs up. We'll have to save them for next year, just joking. But they are organic, so they can be, yeah, what's that word? Compost.
Are they organic?
I don't know.
The etrigs are usually like covered in pesticides. Don't quiz me. Yeah.
So let's everyone to sit down, take a little breather. There'll be some more getting up in a moment when we unroll the Torah and roll it back again. But now we got a few special words for two special people. So as everyone sits down, I invite you just to kind of sim lev, be with us with your hearts and souls. That was very festive. Have a seat. Oh. Will you guys help me? Will you put this over? All right. So, as people are getting settled, you know, the number 7 you've heard over and over again in this service. We had the 7 circles with the lulav and etrog, and the 7 circles just now with the Torah. We have 7 windows. Shh. You guys are so awesome. But here we go. See, we're back. You know, it's like all the moods of the spectrum are here with us. So not only did we have 7 circles with the Torah, but always in this sanctuary, there are 7 of those little square windows. That was by design. Because 7 is a holy number in the Jewish tradition. It's because of the 7 days of the week and the 7th day being Shabbat, which is today. 7 stands for completion and wholeness. And that feeling like, even momentarily, everything is exactly how it is supposed to be. And that's why we also have 7 blessings in a Jewish wedding. And that's all right. I'm okay. 7 blessings, and Zoe and Sterling will receive those 7 blessings exactly 3 weeks from tonight. From their rabbis, from Rabbi Susan and Rabbi KB. It's a privilege to preview all of those blessings. And you know, there's many more. 7 stands for infinite. You will be showered with so many blessings, Zoe and Sterling, because you deserve them. We want to launch you into the world as family. So this is a little preview. And this is a chance for our community, their community, our CRC community that I know loves and has been following Zoe and Sterling for a very, very long time. So it's our chance as a community to give them our blessings. And so I want to ask Zoe and Sterling to come up to the bima. We're going to wrap you in a talit, another kind of chuppah in preview. It's the talit with the mosaic on there. And yes, you are 2 individuals, but you have to come closer now. There they are. That's Zoe and Sterling. So Zoe and Sterling, you were very interested in having this moment, this ufruf moment, while the sukkah was still up. And the sukkah is still up because we're at the end of Sukkot. There's an amazing teaching by a wonderful teacher named the Sfat Emet. And he said something incredibly prescient for this moment. The Sfat Emet said, a sukkah is like a chuppah. So think about that for a second. The sukkah that is only up for temporarily is like a chuppah that we use for our weddings. A sukkah is like a chuppah. And I thought about that for a long time, about how much you love sukkah and Sukkot, and how you're going to be standing under a chuppah in just 3 weeks. And I thought maybe the key to that comparison is that a sukkah is for a community like a chuppah is for a couple. A home away from home. A place that symbolizes the home that we wish to build for ourselves and the home that our couples who fall in love and connect to each other and decide to become family with each other. That becomes your home away from home as you celebrate your wedding. And it makes so much sense that you love Sukkot because the two of you fill your lives with community. You know, I can list the communities that they're involved in, the activist youth communities, the synagogue community in Columbia, Missouri, who I know love the two of you like we love you, camp communities, the queer community, and let's not forget this community of CRC. So this is the story as I know it. This is how we tell stories in Judaism. But Zoe and Sterling met at Jewish Youth Group. Sterling grew up at Sher Emeth, and Zoe here at CRC. And they both, as high school students, became involved in a youth group. And I think there were a couple of conclaves where they found each other, I think mostly because neither of them liked the social on Saturday night, right? It was like, we'd rather talk about really important things and hang out than, do the whatever dances were done in that era all those years ago. And then either the second or the third conclave was hosted here at CRC, right here where we were sitting. We hosted a conclave. And Sterling was already a leader in their youth group, especially when it came to issues of gender and inclusion and embrace of everybody. And Sterling already as a youth was leading sessions. And we were using our Holy Ground buildings, our Holy Ground congregations. They let us into their buildings, and each of the churches hosted a session. And Sterling's session was on gender and on pronouns, and it was over at the Unitarian Church. And I was there when Zoe shot up their hand and said, "Can I help with Sterling's session instead of rotating around to the different sessions?" And we said yes. And I think, at least I like to think, that was a beginning for the two of you. And the fact that it was right here in our Sukkot Shalom, this place that is so much part of our hearts and souls, where the two of you connected. Rabbi Susan talks about swirling souls. Sometimes Rabbi Susan talks about that, and I wonder, how many people are like, "Oh, I get to find my swirling soul." Well, you found each other's swirling souls right here at CRC. And from that moment, it has been a privilege as your dad, Zoe, and as your father-in-law-to-be, Sterling, to watch the two of you grow together, take care of each other, deeply appreciate one another, which you do so beautifully, work together, on so many projects that are so important and vital, and how you love one another. It's manifest. And every time I think you couldn't love each other more, you show me in so many different ways that love just keeps on increasing. As I always say, the two of you are a power couple in the best sense of the term. So I'm thankful for this CRC community, people who you've known for so many years, for loving Zoe and Sterling, for valuing their relationship, for helping nurture them as they nurture you. And so my blessing first for CRC is that we continue living up to being a loving, embracing Sukkot Shalom for every single young person who graces our sanctuary. That would be a wedding gift for Zoe and Sterling that I know they would treasure forever. So as I said, in 3 weeks, you'll stand on this spot, not with the chuppah outside anymore, with the sukkah outside anymore, see? But with a chuppah. You'll be married by Rabbi Susan and soon to be Rabbi KB. And I get to be the proud and joyful dad, which, I will certainly be on your wedding day, but I am every moment of every single day. But for now, it is my tremendous blessing, Zoe and Sterling, to bless you in front of your CRC community. Look out, see their faces, let them see yours. This is a blessing that has been screened for gender inclusion. Zoe and Sterling. Hayu asher tehiyu, v'hayu bracha ba'asher tehiyu. Thanks to the wonderful poet and liturgist Marcia Falk, we have this blessing. Be who you are as individuals, as lovers, as spouses, and as friends, Zoe and Sterling, my children, my adult children. Be who you are and continue always and forever to be blessed in all that you are and to be a blessing in all that you do and all that you are. I love you to the moon, as Nana would say, to the moon and back. Stay right there. But rabbis.
What? What are we doing? Trader Joe's. Me too. We love Trader Joe's.
I love the two of you. Like, I really love the two of you. Sterling, I have gotten to know you much later than I got to know Zoe, but I am in such awe of who you are and what you bring to this world and your passion and your dedication and your thirst and your tireless work for justice, even if we get a little tired sometimes. And I love the way that you make Zoe happy and the way that you make Zoe even more the wonderful person that they are. Because Zoe, I have known you literally your whole life. I was there when you were born. I wasn't in the hospital because Amy wouldn't let us come. We were there on our CRC confirmation trip, and I remember genuinely, Zoe, I know I've told you this, but I remember genuinely being upset that your dad wasn't spending more time with us. When we had come all the way from St. Louis to see him in New York, and just because Zoe was being born.
My apologies.
He did come the next day. I'm sorry about that, Amy, yes. So speaking of being sorry to Amy, we have traditions here at CRC that we give B'nai Mitzvah students a gift. So I have a gift for each of you.
That's hilarious.
When Zoe was, 2 or 3 years old, we would be here. I was working at CRC as a madrich. And Zoe would be running around, and I would give them endless popsicles. Again, Amy wasn't so happy about that either. So, may your lives be filled with sweetness. May your lives be filled with the best kinds of trouble. May you always be the wonderful human beings that you are. May you see each other glowing in each other's eyes. You know, I've said it before, Zoe, about your dad, that one of the great gifts of my life is discovering that one of my childhood heroes is just as wonderful as an adult. And it's so true of you and of you, Sterling, that just as you were a wonderful 3-year-old, Zoe, you are such a wonderful human being. Sterling, you are so wonderful. I love you both. Mazel tov on your wedding.
A final blessing, but mine is not as funny. So I apologize.
What was Dad saying? All the seasons or all the emotions or whatever?
There you go, yeah. And enjoy your popsicles while I say this. So there's a traditional wedding blessing from the Talmud that I'm sure has been said thousands of times because you are a blessing. And this blessing comes from the Book of Blessings because we know that when two people who have found each other, that is like truly the best kind of blessing we can have in our world. So I wrote an adaptation of the traditional blessing for the two of you. May you live to see your world fill up with everything you hope and dream for your life together. May your destiny be for seeking a world of righteousness and justice, And may you trust in people who love you and support you. May your heart be guided by your appreciation for each other, and may your words be filled with loyalty and respect. May you always appreciate the gifts you have found in each other, and may you forever strive towards the same goals and ideals. May your eyes reflect all the holiness and blessings that you bring to each other, and your face reflect the radiance you feel when you are together. May your lips speak words of love, and may your love forever be a source of goodness and holiness and blessings for each of you and for our whole world. Love you guys.
A little bit more. Amy, come on up here, and this is Sterling's parents, Michael and Joanne. They are our machatunim now, if you know that word, in-laws, machatunim. And Bob offered with his heart to say, we want to offer a blessing in song from the Gesundheits, Bob Herman.
Steht ab hoch, steht und tracht, tracht und tracht der ganze Nacht. Wehmen zu nehmen und mit verschämen, wehmen zu nehmen und mit verschämen. Tumbala, 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 laika. Tumbala, 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 laika. Tumbala, laika, spiel balalaika. Tumbala, laika, fröhlich soll sein.
Mädel, Mädel, will bei dir pflegen. Busch kann wachsen, wachsen an Regen. Busch kann brennen und nicht aufkehren. Busch kann wenken, wennen und werden.
Tumbala, 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 laika. Tumbala, 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 laika.
Regen, de stenen wachsen, wachsen an Regen, an leben werden und mit Heupeeren,
Alarsen von Wegen, Tränen und Tränen. Tumbala, 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 laika. Tumbala, 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 laika. Darling, darling,
You guys can do it. Thanks for celebrating, everybody. We have a Torah to unroll and roll back so we can continue learning and growing and hearing and all the bar bat mitzvahs that are to come. So it is time to ask the fifth graders, they've been waiting patiently, who are going to offer the Aliyah, and Rabbi Daniel, who's going to chant from the very end of the Torah. So Ya'amdu, the awesome, mighty fifth graders of CRC Religious School.
Y'all can come on up. Come on up.
Come on, fill up the bima. Mazel tov, Zoe and Sterling.
Go on to the other side.
Oh, there's a couple of twins I know up here. Two pairs
Two
of
sets
twins.
of twins in this class.
That I think that's lucky when that happens.
Twins.
Ooh. Come on, you guys. All right, you guys, are you ready? One, Echad, Shtein, Shalosh. Baruch Adonai Hambarak Leolam Va'ed. Baruch
Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai, notei Amehin v'ya'al Moshe maravot Moav el har navo rosh hapisgah. And Moses looked up and across all of the Arava, all of the desert of Moab, and to the mountain of Nebo at the top of Pisgah, Asher al Pnei Yiracho, V'irehu Adonai et kol haaretz. And so the Holy One has shown Moses, as he's gone up in these very final moments of his life, has shown him the entirety of Israel, from around Jericho to the land of Gilad until Dan, v'et kol Naphtali v'et Eretz Ephraim, and the lands of all of the tribes, Naphtali and Ephraim and Manasseh, and all of the land of Judah, ad hayam ha'acharon, until the sea at the very bottom of Israel. We're probably talking about the Red Sea. V'negev v'tekikar b'ka'at Yeracho, and all of the other areas that we see throughout the land of Israel, from the north to the south, to the east to the west, in the Negev, and into the plains of Jericho, which it notes is the city of dates, and it still is. If you go there, there's like little date shops on the way down to Jericho still today. Adonai elav zot haaretz asher nishbati leAvraham leYitzchak uYaakov. And so the Holy One showed Moses all of these places and said, this is the land that I have sworn to you to give to your ancestors forever, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. Le'mor lezarecha et naneh ha'itcha beinecha v'shama lo ta'avor. And God said to Moses, I am showing you all of these things, the entire land, with your eyes, but you will not get to enter into it. Vayamot sham Moshe v'ed Adonai beretz Moab. And so Moses died there, the servant of the Holy One, in the land of Moab. Al pi Adonai vayikbor oto bagi ba'eretz Moab mu beit Peor v'lo yadai ish et kavarato. And so then we get some details about where Moses is buried, but then it says that actually you can't ever find where Moses is buried because it's hidden away and no one knows where it is. But that won't stop like 7 or 8 different tour companies from taking you on tours of places where they say Moses is buried. Ad hayom hazeh v'Moshe ben mea v'esrim shana. And it says that Moses was 120 years old, Kenahora, when he died. B'mato lo kata einav v'lo nehes lecha. And his eyes were not dimmed, and his vigor was not reduced, which might have an adult kind of meaning to it, but we won't talk about that right now. But the rabbis actually imagine that it's kind of a zombie thing, and his body doesn't decompose at all, which scared me a little bit. Vayivchu v'nei Yisrael et Moshe baravad Moab shloshim yom. And so all of the people of Israel mourned Moses for these 30 days. V'idmu yamei b'chiyava Moshe. And when the time of mourning for Moses was over, v'Yoshua ben Nun malei ruach chachama ki samach Moshe et yadav alav. Then Joshua ben Nun came about, and he had the spirit of wisdom within him, for Moses has placed his hands on him and given him a blessing. Vishmu elav b'nei Yisrael v'ya'asu kasher tziva Adonai et Moshe. And the people of Israel followed Joshua in all the commandments that had been given through Moses. V'lo kam naviyod b'Yisrael k'Moshe. And never again was there a prophet like Moses in Israel. Asher yadu Adonai panim al panim, who knew the Holy One face to face. Lecho haotod v'hamoftim asher shalchu Adonai lasot be'eretz Mitzrayim. Never again was there someone who did signs and wonders as Moses did with the Holy One in the land of Egypt, to Pharaoh and to all of his servants, into the whole land of Egypt. Lecho hayad chazakah v'lecho mora gadol, with a strong hand and an outstretched arm and signs and wonders. Asher asa Moshe leinei kol Yisrael, that all of the people of Israel saw with their own eyes.
And we're going to hold off on the blessing after, because we still have a little more Torah to read at the very beginning. So I think it's time to stand up. And if we want to make our line, the synagogue was designed so that the Torah stretches almost all the way to the red wall where the picture of the scroll with Breshit is there. So we need like 2 lines stretching all the way towards that red wall. We need Leslie Kaplan and David again, and anyone that wants to sort of use the Torah as a chuppah or a sukkah, a covering, a shelter of peace. We will come around and tell you where we are in the scroll, and then we're going to roll it back with music and read the beginning. People that want to stay, we have Yizkor, Kaddish, and Yizkor prayers. We have an amazing reception, some wonderful people who have been working really hard to celebrate Zoe and Sterling and Simchat Torah with some food you can eat in the sukkah. But first, we got to unroll this Torah. So I think we need people to come a little closer and grab. Yeah, come on up. All right, I think we got it. And here we go. Here comes the Torah unrolling in front of your very eyes. The whole entire 5 books, the first 5 books of the Hebrew Bible. We're going over there. I see Deuteronomy unrolling in front of my eyes. The Shema is at the beginning there of Deuteronomy, which will be followed by the book of Numbers, Bamidbar, in the wilderness.
David, y'all are pulling it. Unroll, don't pull.
Do you want to go?
It's gonna fall off. I know, that's what.
All right. Oh, there it is. There it is.
I'll go down to the other side of me.
That's a real Aliyah right there.
Yep. It's like what? Fishing. Yeah, most importantly.
Let's not touch the top. Careful, don't touch the top. You can touch the bottom, but not the top. You can touch the bottom, but not the top of the Torah. So watch your hands. Keep them on the bottom, please, not on the top. I can't lower it. I think it is what it is all the way down. It's higher than that edge. So I'm seeing that Rabbi Randy is almost tall enough to see the Torah. If everybody wants to move their hands down like a couple inches, if you just want to lower it a little bit, we can all see it, but we want to keep our hands underneath the Torah. So if we lower it just a little bit, we can all see it. There we go. Maybe pass the message up to the front. Oop, and it came out. You can turn that one. We're going to stand here until they start rolling. Until we start rolling. Until they tell us to start rolling. This is the end. This is the end. This is what we just read right here. So that'll be the, and then we'll roll it all the way back up starting here, and it'll be the beginning. And then we'll read the beginning. I know, right? I'm not going to know when it's all the way unrolled unless someone tells us. side is a little ahead of Leslie's, David.
Looks like it's.
Yeah, I think it's sliding down a bit. Yeah. It's not getting it. Let's just roll the, just loosen it a tiny bit.
So you're just like making sound of the live stream, like
Okay,
bing,
we're
bing,
good.
bing. No, don't do that.
You're like one roll behind. You want to roll one? See if we can get it even again. I had tried, but they pulled it so far out that I couldn't really get it back. Okay, there we go. Oh, we're fine. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
This is an E flat.
There's a class on how to find things in the Torah.
The's one even smaller called an A
There's a class on how to find things in the Torah. You have to find every parsha. And remember, because they're named after the first word of the parsha, so you have to know all the names, and then you have to be able to find them all.
I love that you like type it just Oh, it came like that. Oh, it did. I thought you typed it.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like it was like
That always happens every
Oh,
year.
she likes my swap. Yeah, it's like you have to make,
It's
take
good
the
enough.
fun where we
It's
can.
never perfect. As long as it's just kind of in the middle.
So don't give an OCD person this job, is what you're saying? They'll never finish.
You can see it on your face. You're a little anxious.
Like every rogue I've ever tried to rogue. This feels a little meatier than that.
My bad.
Okay, please be seated. Please be seated. Thank you, everyone. It certainly takes a village to unroll and roll the Torah and to get to see it all unfold in one sweeping view, which is amazing. You don't get to see that but once a year. So I hope everyone takes that image of the whole Torah scroll, reaching all the way to the end of the synagogue. Keep it with you all year. But we have to read the beginning. We read the end. We won't read that much of it because we want to make sure everyone can enjoy each other and the reception that has been so beautifully put together. And we also have a little bit of Yizkor because Shmini Atzeret is one of the Hagim that has Yizkor associated with it, Sukkot and Shmini Atzeret. So it is my honor and pleasure to ask the sixth graders this time, who are going to be up here as I start reading Torah, and we'll give the blessing after. Remember, the fifth graders gave the blessing before. These guys are learning Hebrew on Wednesdays and on Shabbat, and this group will have their bar and bat mitzvahs starting this summer as seventh graders and rising seventh graders. So keep your eye on the sixth graders, because you guys will come back on Shabbat to see them have their bar and bat mitzvahs in about less than a year from now starting. Ya'amdu, the sixth graders, the oldest students in our Wednesday religious school, and soon to be B'nai Mitzvah, B Mitzvah, Aliyah L'Torah. So, we ended with Moses in his last moments, his last breaths. But then we turned the Torah and turned it and turned it and turned it. And Moses at this point is long, long to come in the story. We still have, in fact, the creation of the story, the myth of creation of the world according to our Torah. Bereshit, bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. And in the beginning, God created or was creating the heavens and the earth. Ve'haaretz hayta tohu vavohu. And the earth was without form or shape. Ve'choshek al pnei tahom. And darkness covered over the deep. V'ruach Elohim merachefet, but then a spirit, a ruach, a breath, a wind from God fluttered al pnei hamayim, over the face of the water. Vayomer Elohim yehi or, vayehi or. And you know this part. God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. You know, not the light that comes from the sun or comes from electricity, but this spiritual light that began all the light. Vayar Elohim et ha'or ki tov, and God saw that the light was good. Vayavdi Elohim ben ha'or uvein ha'choshech, and so God then divided between the light and the darkness. Vayikra Elohim the or yom, and God called the light yom, which is day. V'lo choshech kara laila, and the darkness God called nighttime. Vahi erev vayihi voker yom echad. There was evening and there was morning. That was the first day, the beginning of the Torah. And the most famous words on Simchat Torah are to be continued. And so the sixth graders, the blessing for finishing the readings of Torah on Simchat Torah. Baruch Nice job, you guys. I remember when I had you as third and fourth graders. Look at you now, sixth graders. So we're going to now ask everyone to stand if you're able. Rabbi Daniel is going to play a special Torah song for Simchat Torah. we're going to put the Torah away using the regular everyday cover. We've already used the high holiday cover for a full month, but now we're back to the beginning of our Torah readings, of our services, of the stories, hearing them again and again and again with new eyes and new ears and a new heart. And so Georgie is holding the cover, and we are going to remind ourselves, which, boy, if we don't know it on Simchat Torah, we'll never know it, that Torah and its teachings and her lessons and her beauty is like a tree of life. Amen. Join along, clap your hands, stomp your feet.
It is the tree of life to those that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is the tree of life to those that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom. It's Chaim hi lemachzikim ba v'tomcheha me'ushar. It's Chaim hi lemachzikim ba v'tomcheha me'ushar. Shalom, 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 shalom.
Please be seated. Please be seated. Okay. Rabbi Susan is coming up. And once again, we shift moods. And there's a little bit of a obstacle course. But we have some spiritual work to do with each other still to come.
Well, you've been here a long time. A lot of you have really hung in there. It's not Simchat Torah without the Simchat Torah song, because we know that Simchat Torah is, as we know this day is, and especially today, not only is it Simchat Torah and Shabbat, but it's also Yizkor. And that doesn't always happen, but it happened today. And so I think maybe it's a sign for our family across the world, our people in Israel and in Palestine who woke up to such challenge this morning and such suffering, that one thing we know as a people is we do carry with us, where is he? Where's Leon? Oh, Leon, this is us. We carry with us joy, and we carry with us sorrow. And you know, at the very end of the Torah, he went through it a little bit quickly, Rabbi Daniel did, but you could hear Moses at the Pisgah. Moses looking over into the land, he saw the boundaries of what it would be, the boundaries, what we would have to live within. But the Midrash says he also had a vision. He also saw the beginning of time until the future. And with that future, he smiled, it says, and the kiss of God took him from this world to the next. And so it's always with us and. But Zoe and Sterling gave us a great gift today, because it says in our tradition, if a funeral and a wedding party meet themselves in the road, the funeral stops and the wedding goes on. So even though we have joy and, I won't attempt it, sorrow, keeping my day job too, thank you. we have learned to hold both with joy, always a little bit tipping the scales. And so let us remember all of those we have loved and lost with this wonderful tribute to our Yiddish mama.
Ich will bei Eike Kascha fragen, sagt mir, wer es kann. In welche Teile verlegen, wenn Gott alle Welt. Wenn euch das nicht verkeilen Geld, das dich die Toren siehst, dort als wenn der Lieblos euch die Tränen vergisst. A zweiten geht mit keinem nicht, es hält nicht kein Gewinn. Wer es hat verloren, der weiß schon, was ich mein jüdische Mama, es gibt nicht besser auf der Welt. Oi, mein jüdische Mama, oi, wie bitter, wenn sie weint. Wie schön und lieblich ist im Haus, wenn die Mammes tut. Wie treu im Dienst der Welt, denn Gott nimmt euch verloren. Im Wasser, in Feuer, wo sie gelaufen waren, nicht halten ihr Teil, das ist gewiss die größte Sinn. Oi, wie glücklich und recht ist der Mensch, was hat, als schöne Natur geschenkt von Gott, nur ein altische jüdische Of things I should be thankful for, I've had a goodly share. And as I sit here in the comfort of a cozy chair, my fancy takes me to a humble east side tenement. Reflects up in the rear to where my childhood days were spent. It wasn't dirt and gold. Said the sweetest angel, one that I fondly my Yiddish mama, I miss her more than ever now. Oh, my Yiddish mama, I long to kiss her wrinkled brow. I long to hold her hand once more as in years gone by, and ask her to forgive me for things I did that made her cry. How few were her pleasures, she never cared for fashion styles. Her jewels and her treasures, she found them in her baby's smile. Oh, I know that I owe what I am today to that dear little lady so old and gray, to my wonderful Yiddish mama.
As always, you have brought the ancestors into the room with this amazing music. Bob, with your vision of creating Gesundheit, and Leon, reaching into our kishkas to pull out our memory. Yizkor.
I was thinking of my mama.
You were thinking of your mama. Thank you. I feel her here. I know how proud she is. I know Randy's thinking of his mama, who will be right here under the chuppah with us in just 3 weeks' time, and all of us, for all of those who have given us life and reason to go forward. So Yizkor is a service and a prayer to remember that there have been other times with other plagues, of famine, of crusades, of pogroms, of genocide, and yes, of war. Times where whole families were taken with no one left to say Kaddish. And so we instituted this prayer to make sure that everyone would be remembered. When loved ones would disappear and we would not know when they died, so that we would give them a yortzeit, an anniversary of death. The dark side of human history that took so many and continues to take each life, we have to remember each and every one of those numbers we hear is a family, is a whole world. So Yizkor is a service, but it is also a prayer to remember and name those upon whose shoulders we stand, whose names we are called to whisper to us from the past. They say, do not forget us. So Yizkor is a service and a prayer to remember that we are given this holy time in the midst of everything, in the midst of consecration, in the midst of wedding blessings, in the midst of rolling out the whole Torah, ending and beginning again. In the midst of this joy, we are given this holy time also. We are called upon to make space for our grief. And so, friends, I offer this Yizkor prayer. May God remember the souls of all of those we are about to name, all of those who have gone unto eternity and in whose memory we have to do one thing. We have to contribute to charity. If you remember someone today, do an act of kindness, an act of tzedakah. That is our greatest resistance to death. May their souls be bound up in the bonds of eternal life, together with the souls of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, and all of the righteous people that are in heaven. And let us say together, Amen. Yizkor Elohim et nishmatam. Please, God, remember them. And so I ask you to rise if you are in your year of mourning first. And just say the name. Say it out loud. Let's hear a beautiful song of those names. Say them. Stand now if you have a yahrzeit at this time, at this holy time when the holidays come and you remember a loved one every time, a yahrzeit at this time. And now say their names. And now if you've lost a child, stand with me, because our greatest resistance is to live every day holding grief and the joy of their lives in our hearts. And now stand with me if you've lost a parent, a grandparent, a dear friend, a cousin, an aunt, an uncle, someone who taught you, a great teacher in your life. We should all be standing by now. And so, friends, together, we've done a lot together today. We've been through a lot. Our holidays are about to come to a close, but this ritual of Kaddish, of in the face of death, affirming life, in the face of death, making space, yes, for our grief, but also promising to live more fully and to love more fiercely. And that is how, no matter how difficult it is today, no matter how disappointed and afraid we might be, on this very day where there is war in so many places in our world, we cannot give up for the sake of these children, for the sake of Moses' vision, where he of the last line of the Kaddish that promises that peace is possible. Say with me. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah ve'almad zivrach urutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayachon v'yom echon v'chayei ba'agalah v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam omei omaya yitbarak v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalei v'yitalal shmei d'kudasha b'richu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tushpachata v'nechemata damiran be'alma ve'imru amen. Yehi Shlomo Rabba min Shemaya v'chayim Malenu v'al Kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Osei Shalom b'rumav u'ya'aseh Shalom Malenu v'al Kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. May the source of peace truly bring peace to you who mourn, comfort, though, to those who are bereaved among us, as we say together, Amen.
Say shalom bimromav, say shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Say shalom, say shalom. Shalom aleinu. Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael.
And it looks to me like Zoe and Sterling are supposed to come back up here. And I can't tell you how many kids kind of heard about this moment and asked me, Rabbi Susan, what about the candy?
You're welcome for the candy.
Thank you, Gesundheits. 25 years and to be continued, right? Thank you to our religious school, amazing young people who helped lead this service, and to all of you for participating. A wonderful oneg. It's not even fair to call it an oneg. It's a reception put together by wonderful, loving, amazing people. And I know Nancy and Maxine and Suzanne and so many people have contributed to this. So enjoy. It's beautiful out. You can eat in the sukkah, eat around the synagogue. So let's first make this kiddush for the sweetness, for the joy, for everything that we have drank in during this service. We now make sure that we remember that it was all in the name of holiness and being together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Amen. L'chaim. So I don't think Zoe and Sterling have seen this. Deb Momfort, one of our premier challah bakers, in the shape of a heart. I see, yeah, there's Deb right there. Thank you. Thank you, Deb. Yeah, okay. So why don't Zoe and Sterling hold your heart? You hold your hearts in your hands, and now you hold this heart-shaped challah, symbolizing, of course, love and foreverness, you know. So for everything we're about to share, for all of our resources, for all that nourishes us, spirit and mind, but also body too, on this end of Sukkot, one last meal in the sukkah, and it's a special one. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. You guys want to have a little piece? All right.
I don't want to put my...
So we're going to put our arms around each other. Some of you have, as Rabbi Susan mentioned, little soft candies in your hand. Be gentle. It's all about showering them with more love. So we used to do this for bar bat mitzvahs, but it got a little too intense. A lot of future MLB, like fastball. So this is all about love and lobbying. You know the word not lobbying, but lobbying. We love you all, and we feel your love, and that's what it's all about. So take a deep breath, and we say, Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you always, each and every one of you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. I want to hear Zoe sing it, but may God's light shine down upon you and through you and fill us with warmth and sweetness and goodness and love. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. I saw these words right in that Torah scroll that we unrolled, this tri-part priestly blessing in 3 parts. It's distinct from the rest of the Torah. And this part with the last word shalom is the most important, that we, ourselves and our families, our wonderful couples that come together, we should have shalom in our houses, in our communities. For our kids especially, there shall be peace and shalom and goodness in your schools. We pray for that with all of our hearts, in all of our workplaces, in our cities, in our country, and God willing soon, may the fact that we dare to do Simchat Torah, dare to express our joy and our hope and our love, may that help bring more peace, more shalom into the whole universe on Simchat Torah and beyond. Let us say Amen. And Shabbat Shalom. And Chag Sameach. And Mazel Tov.